protest the cruelty of this administration toward the immigrant and the stranger who seek the shelter of our shore. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Customs and Border Patrol commit atrocities against innocent human beings in the name of the United States government. To be a Jew is to be compelled to raise our voices against this cruelty, just as in our past, people have raised theirs for us when we were wandering, homeless immigrants. Jewish tradition teaches that we must not oppress the wandering stranger. We know the heart of the stranger. We too have been strangers. In these moments when the darkness of evil frightens us too, when the evil we remember is once again at the door, Jews and allies alike declare that never again means never again for anyone. The memory of our ancestors is our legacy. Judaism teaches that to remember is to act. May the light and warmth of our Hanukkah candles, small as they are, kindle a mighty flame this evening that will light up the darkness of cruelty and melt ice.
As we're gathered here today, let us also remember that while many Jews have white privilege, not all of us are white. Many of us may even appear to be white. There's also many of us who are from Hispanic countries and Latinx countries, many Latinx Jews here who are also accepted into those countries. And in honor of that legacy, I'd like to share some chants in Spanish. If there's anyone else who speaks Spanish or is from one of those communities, I welcome you up here. Se ve, se siente.
Se ve, se siente.
El pueblo está presente.
El pueblo está presente.
Se ve, se escucha.
Se ve, se escucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Estamos en la lucha.
Okay, all together. Se ve, se siente. El pueblo está presente. Se ve, se escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Otra vez. Se ve, se siente, el pueblo está presente. Se ve, se escucha, estamos en la lucha. Ok, otra vez, otra canta. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.
Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.
Y si nos echan, nos regresamos.
Y si nos echan,
Nos regresamos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.
Aquí estamos y no nos vamos.
Y si nos echan, nos regresamos.
Y si nos echan, regresamos.
Juntos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Y si nos echan, nos regresamos. Ok, este es bastante por este minuto. Gracias.
Next, I'm honored that with us this evening is Rabbi Joey Wolf. Rabbi Wolf has been a part of the Portland Jewish community for a long time, and in that capacity has been a leader in social justice not that long ago, getting arrested here. Rabbi Wolf is no latecomer. Rabbi Wolf is one of the people who made it possible for the rest of us to be here. Rabbi Joey Wolf.
Hi everybody, it's great to be here on this cold, beautiful afternoon. One of the darkest days of the years, but you know what? It's getting lighter now, right? It's starting to get lighter. And I don't know if like you, but do you remember when you were a kid and you were lighting the first light, the first candle of Hanukkah, and you knew that like, wow, you had 7 more days and the light would get bigger and bigger. And it was really, really spectacular. I remember that like it was yesterday. But you know, I really want to talk about a specific candle that doesn't get a lot of mention, but I think it's key to thinking about where we are as we stand here outside ICE, the arm of the government for darkness, okay, this afternoon. And that's the shamash. The shamash. That's the candle that we use to light the other candles, the Nerot Mitzvah. The Nerot Mitzvah, they have their own holiness. You can't use them for anything else. You can't use them to light up a room. You can't read by one of those candles. The Shamash is an attendant. The meaning of the word Lishamesh is to serve a purpose, to serve others, to avail, to make something available, to be an accessory. Okay? In the halakha, the Jewish law says you're actually supposed to put the shamash on a different level from the other candles to differentiate between what's already there, what's holy, and what you're using to help, to be an accessory. And in this world, I think we're often looking for accessories. I mean, today as we stand outside ICE on Hanukkah, we're mindful of the fact that, Hanukkah is really essentially a holiday of resistance. That's what it's all about. When the Maccabees stood up to the bigger hegemony, what were they doing? They were the little people, right? The people of color, the people on the borders, the people outside, the people on the fringes, the people who don't count, the people who have no rights. And they were saying, hey, we count. And we're not going to stop counting. But in this day and age, with the weight of the dominant, powerful government that we experience every day in this dark period that seems like it will go on forever, I think we're asking ourselves the question, who can help us from the outside? Where is the shamash? Where's the accessory? Who's going to get us out of this? Will it be an impeachment? Will it be an election? Will it be an article in Christianity Today? Will be something wonderful that comes out of nowhere that will light our lights. So I wanted to tell you that there is this wonderful story. It's told of Simcha Bonim of Peshishka, one of the earliest Hasidim in the late 18th century, the early 19th century. Reb Simcha was sitting around the table with a bunch of his Hasidim on a festival evening. The black hatters, they're surrounding him and they're chanting and they're listening to every word of wisdom that he could deliver, and he's going to save the day and all of this, and finally he says, Veh! And he runs off into his own private quarters. And 2 or 3 Hasidim follow him in there, but he locks the door on all the others. He bolts it shut. And they're clamoring to get in, to hear the word. What can you tell us? What's important? What are the secret pearls of wisdom you have? And Simcha says, there's no secret in here that everybody else, all of you already doesn't have. Sod Adonai Lirei Av, says the verse from Psalms. The secret of God belongs to all those who fear God. Okay, if you're an atheist, I'm going to translate that. What that means is, the world is wonderful for everybody. For everybody. Everybody has access to it. Holiness resounds. It's everywhere. Nobody can be excluded. The light is everywhere. Get used to it. Everybody can see it on his or her own level. You all have access. And what does the text actually say? It says, Mana Rebi Mishamesh Ba'adam. He refused to be a shamash. Because you know what? Every single one of us, and every human being on the borders, everybody who is fleeing disaster and danger and strife, everybody who's looking for hope, is a candle ablaze. And we have 7 more days, 6 more days, whatever it is, to light up the world. And we're going to bring light to the world. And we're not going to stop resisting. And we're going to let everybody know that each of us has the power to make this happen. Amen.
Amen.
Hello, everybody. My name is Leslie Husberg, and I am here as a representative of the group Acupella. Acupella does music support work for progressive causes and organizations. We started in the Bay Area at Occupy Oakland and Berkeley, and we now have a Portland chapter. I would invite you to join us, especially if you love to sing. You can find us at our Acupella PDX page on Facebook, or also on our website, acupella.org. That's OCCU, like it's an Occupy, PELLA. Okay. And this song was written by one of my my Acupella pals in the Bay Area just a few days ago for an event that she's doing there. Close the camps, build a wall. We are here to welcome all. We are here to welcome all. Close the camps, build the wall. On this festival of lights, raise your voice for human rights. Raise your voice for human rights. On this festival of lights, let's try that again. Close the camps, build the wall. We are here to welcome all. We are here to welcome all. Close the camps, build the wall. On this festival of lights, raise your voice for human rights. Raise your voice for human rights. On this festival of lights.
Darlene Cristabel Cordova Valle only wanted to be with her mom. She had the courage to move from her small hometown in El Salvador, joining family friends who would reunite her with her mother in the United States. Darlene's mother had sought freedom and opportunity when she moved to the U.S. 9 years before. They were finally going to be a family again. But when Darlene got to Texas, instead of bringing her to her waiting mother, the Trump administration threw her in custody for 7 months. She died there. She was 10. At least 7 children have died after being taken into immigration custody under the Trump administration. There are cases we know of. We don't know what we don't know. Officials hid Darlene's death from the public and Congress for nearly 8 months. It is illegal to hold a child for more than 72 hours in Border Patrol stations, and they are guaranteed basic necessities. Yet children are held for weeks and months in facilities that are not only inappropriate for children, but dangerous for them as well. Children of all ages are being jailed without diapers, left in soiled clothing, without access to cleaning, toothbrushes, showers, or even adequate water and food. Inflicting this pain and suffering is cruel, and it is intentional. These children are already alone and without their families, shivering in cages. The administration has gone as far as sending a government lawyer to court to argue that denying soap to children while forcing them to sleep on concrete floors in freezing cells is safe and sanitary. And this needless family separation goes on and on. Roughly 1,000 more families were separated after the administration announced the supposed end of the family separation policy, which was enforced for reasons as trivial as having a parent with a speech impediment. As the death toll for children in U.S. custody continues to rise, Trump, his advisor Stephen Miller, and their Republican allies continue their racist agenda to torture those attempting to find safety in the United States. A recent example is the Remain in Mexico policy, where people are turned away at the border and forced to stay in dangerous border cities despite widespread documentation of extortion, kidnapping, and rape. The policy is as cruel as it is unnecessary. The administration has denied flu vaccines to people who are detained. Never mind that 3 of the children who have died in U.S. custody lost their lives to flu-related illnesses. Never mind that flu season is deadly to those who are already suffering the privation of incarceration. Never mind that the CDC has documented an overwhelming mumps outbreak in 57 facilities across 19 states. Darlin was 10 years old. Juan de Leon Gutierrez was 16 years old. Jacqueline Kaalmakin was 7 years old. Felipe Gomez Alonso was 8 years old. Wilmer Josue Ramirez Vasquez was 2 years old. Carlos Hernandez Vasquez was 16 years old. Maria Juarez was 20 months old. The Associated Press reported in November that according to government data, an unprecedented 69,550 migrant children were held in U.S. government custody over the past year. Enough infants, toddlers, kids, and teens to overflow an NFL stadium. That's more children detained away from their parents than any other country, according to United Nations researchers. And it's happening even though the U.S. government has acknowledged that being held in detention can be traumatic for children, putting them at risk of long-term physical and emotional damage. 7,000 children are still being held. What? Hey! Don't run over our lights. Yikes. Hi. I didn't see it coming at all. Give light, and people will find the way. Give light, and people will find the way. Give light, and people will find the way. People will find the way, I do believe. No wall, no ban on this stolen land. We say no wall and no wall. We will welcome all, and we say no wall, no ban on this stolen land. We say no ban, no wall. We will welcome all, and we will show up, and we will rise. Shout it from the mountains, sing it to the skies, and we will speak up loud and clear. All creation is welcome here. babies in cages, and to all the rest of us who need all the help we can get to keep fighting for justice and to keep bringing light. Let your light shine.